Well, it's not exactly LA, but it is the West Coast. DeMar DeRozan has been traded signed and traded to the Sacramento Kings. The Spurs. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Can you not hear it? Oh, I was playing Not Like Us because for sure he was in the video, and I'm glad he came home
DeRozan
to
was.
the West.
Yeah, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. We on the West Coast too, so you already know. You already know how we rocking. But anyways,
Yeah, they not like us, folks.
the Kings get DeMar DeRozan. They trade Harrison Barnes to the Spurs, and the Bulls get back Chris Duarte and 2 second-round picks. PJ, speak on DeMar to the Kings.
DeMar on the Kings is huge. I mean, Sabonis has more people to pass to. You got De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and obviously, like I said, Demontis Sabonis.
Yeah.
But the Bulls, I mean, obviously we're in rebuild mode. I mean, like I said, I mean, if you followed up from the draft video, which is the most views we got, 3.2K, come on.
Popping.
Keep on watching our shit.
He's popping, bro. That's what's
It's
up.
popping, but
Thank
like,
you. We
I mean,
appreciate
a
you.
lot of people are like, yeah, I appreciate y'all for real. But like, a lot of people are hating on that. I'm saying that, oh, I wanted Devon Carter to the Bulls. I mean, obviously, it's a better fit for Matas now. With a lot of players getting traded, a new team is being new. Uh, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good fit for Josh Giddey, Matas. You got Chris Duarte now. I mean, this is the rebuild mode. This is the hit the reset button, and
Yeah.
then Zach Levine will be on the team probably somewhere in the mid-season. So I don't know. I'm kind of happy for this. I'm happy for everybody. Like the Spurs looking really good now. Playing potential team. If Harrison
Well,
Barnes want to be like a Warriors
well,
Harrison Barnes, I'm
I'm.
just saying. I'm just saying. It could be potential. They could be
Well,
42 and 40. They could be
well.
42 and 40 and be a 12 seed. Who knows?
We'll talk more about how teams are looking in a later video when we actually go over all of the free agency moves. We only hit on the big ones like this one, like Clay, Paul George, all that. But when we get to all the role players and stuff, we can actually talk about all of the teams, all the moves that happened. We talk about who might be a playing team. But speaking of who might be maybe more than a playing team now, the Kings.
Maybe
they
even
just
more.
added. We keep saying, send players to the East. They need help. Sent another one to the West. So what
We need
was
this expansion team now.
yeah,
Like,
so it was already a stacked ass West. Now they have another potential All Star to add. So the big three
yeah.
you've already mentioned. It's De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and now DeMar DeRozan, with Malik Monk still on the team. How far do we really think this team can go? Because I think the fit is cool. Just get another, obviously a great scorer, great veteran presence, all that.
Mhm.
Another clutch player next to De'Aaron Fox. Cool. I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna sit here and yell at you about spacing or anything like that. I'm just gonna say he's a good player. You add good player to a team, your team gets better. Cool. I'm
Good
with it.
team.
But the
Yeah.
question is, they're in the West.
They're in
How
the
far
West.
how far can they go? Cuz you just look at the teams in the West, you just go,
I mean, we had two teams on lock being on the bottom of the West.
yeah.
I mean, for sure they're gonna go farther than the Jazz and the Trailblazers.
Yeah, that's the floor. That's the literal floor.
That's
Like you can't go lower
that's
than that.
underneath floor.
Yeah. That's
That's gonna be the Wizards of the Pistons of last year.
yeah.
Respectfully, like I like the Jazz, I like Laurie, I like Jordan Clarkson Filipino, uh, but still, I don't see the Jazz succeeding unless they show me something else.
No, that
Uh,
they're not even in the conversation. I'm looking
they're
at
not.
the other 13 teams that
Yeah,
you could make an argument for being a playoff/play-in team. So the question is just like, where are the Kings gonna fit into all this? Are we saying they're
It's
better?
it's
Like, who are they better than at this point? Like I said, you just look at these rosters. I mean, even in the Pacific, it's the Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, and Suns. Are they better than all of them? Like,
I feel like it's hard to tell. Wait, so yeah, they're in that same division. It's super hard to say. Like I can't even say that they're the worst team in that division.
it's tough
Um,
because
I feel like that whole division might make the playoffs, but I mean, at the same time, I want to see how the Kings play in the NBA regular season because who knows? It's either it's gonna work out for the Kings or it's not gonna work out with the Kings.
right, right, of
Like
course.
it's hard to tell. I mean, if we did predictions on who's gonna be from 1 to 10, that'd be the hardest prediction to make for the
I
West. For the East, it's easy.
Wait, the East is whatever. It's not even. That's not the conversation right
I
now.
know, but what I'm saying is like if we had to make a comparison from the West to the East,
Yeah, no,
obviously it's no
we
debate who's gonna be the top four teams of the East
we
or top six
we
to make
beat
it even.
we beat the East is weak narrative to death. Like we know this. I feel like for the West, because last year, what was it? It was like 6 through 10 was like super close, and the Kings were at the bottom of that. They were at like 9 last year. I think
Yeah,
with the way things are moving, they could be in the 6 or 5 spot next year. The Clippers look vastly different, and
they do.
we can have a bigger conversation about that team later. But between the Pelicans, the Clippers, and the Kings, I think that could be a little tier on its own next year, separate from the 6 through 10 that we had last year. Because, like I said, DeMar DeRozan is not a this is no slouch of a player. This is not Russell Westbrook to the Lakers.
Oh no,
This is
no.
this is a real. This guy is still really good. Like I'm.
Excuse me.
I feel like this team, while I would not predict them to win a championship, I think they can. I'll say semi comfortably make the playoffs. I'm not gonna say super comfortably
It's
because West,
hard.
but I think that if they were the ninth seed last year and they were like a game out from being like a game or two or however much out from being like the sixth seed, I think adding DeMar DeRozan, I think that they could definitely make it to the fifth.
Oh my gosh, this is tough,
And
bro. I'm like looking at all the
dude, that's
teams.
what I'm saying. It's hard to say, but if that's where they were last year, I 100% think that they can get to where the Clippers were or the Pelicans were last year.
What the? They added this guy on the team?
Where who?
Oh no, I didn't realize fucking Josh Primo was on the Clippers.
He was there like last year.
Yeah, I didn't see him play.
No, but he was there.
Okay, so
That was a whole thing too when they fucking signed him.
I think it's tough. I want to say the Clippers is gonna be a sleeper team
I mean, I still
for
like the
next year.
Clippers team. I just, are they better than?
I think the Kings are gonna be better than the Clippers.
That's my
That's
early
that's
reaction.
the only thing I could say. Like, there's no other team where I'm like, ooh, I don't think the Kings are better than the Nuggets or the Thunder. They
Oh
could
no,
be.
what?
They
Don't
could
no
be
no
better
no
than the Thunder,
no hell no.
but the Thunder showed out so. No, no, I know. But what I'm saying is, the Thunder showed out so much last year where they could be number one again,
Yeah, of course.
especially with the recent trades with
Yeah,
obviously Gideon Caruso
yeah, of course.
and more point guards to their list.
Yeah, that's. I didn't have the Kings anywhere near that tier. I just.
Do you think the Kings are better than the Suns?
It's definitely a debate to be had. I still think the Suns roster construction is still not great. However, I do like some of their signings, their free agent signings.
I like the coach.
I'd have to look more into it, but I think that they could be like I said, I said the Kings could be at the top of that, that grouping, like the 6th seed. That's where the Suns were last year. So I don't know whether that means that they're better than the Suns or on the same level as the Suns. Up to you. I'll give you a better answer later, but I think that at the very least they're like around the same. Like,
I think if we had to do an early prediction, they could be a 6 to 8 seed
yeah, I mean yeah,
potentially.
that's generally where I'm at. I do still think there's a chance they get to like the 5th seed. I do think there's a
Yeah,
chance looking at, who's there and who was there last year and how, their offseason has went and all that. I think there's a chance they get to the 5th seed. I just believe in DeRozan. I just think he's a good player, and I just
we
want to
believe in
believe that
DeRozan.
I just want to believe that, you know, he can save this team from, because I think last year they lost a bunch of games they shouldn't have lost to like teams that were worse than them. I think if you just add another player that can just consistently get you a bucket, that can just, be another cool, calm, and collected dude in the clutch, cool.
Yeah,
I think that if they just removed a lot of those gimme games they lost to, like the Wizards and stuff like that, then they could have been in the 6th seed like last year. So I 100% think they could get even higher than that this year, with DeRozan.
I mean, shit. I mean, fuck. This West is stacked. This West is stacked.
You know,
I'm excited to watch the regular season, just
well,
because how stacked this West is.
just to get through this trade, Harrison Barnes to the Spurs, cool, veteran guy. He's apparently a really nice guy. Like he's just like a nice teammate. So Spurs culture, whatever. And hopefully just give some spacing for Wemby. That's all he'll.
Hopefully,
That's all he'll really need to do. That's
hopefully,
because the whole offseason has been predicated on getting Wemby playmakers, finding ways or finding people that can get Wemby the ball. So hey, if that's if that's the game plan, then fuck it, let it fly. Let Wemby do his thing, and we'll go from there. You already spoke on the Bulls, but DeRozan did not want to be there, so I'm glad he got out. It was about time, honestly. It was about time.
yeah,
He is 35. It is time for him to go chase a ring, do something, because it was not happening on the Bulls. I'm always an advocate for teams just going full rebuild mode, and that's what the Bulls are doing right now. Perfect. I love it. Do what you got to do to get back to not being a play-in team in the East, so you can be an actual contender at some point. So I'm with it.
yep.
And yeah, I mean that's really all I have to say about the Bulls. They just got, I mean, it's like second round picks and Chris Duarte. I mean, at least you got something back. I mean, looking at the East, it's really just like they might still be a playing team.
They potentially could. I mean,
They might still be a playing team, which is really musty. But like, there's not many options. Like, it's not that hard. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they still made the play-in, because it's like, who missed it last year? It was the Wizards, the Pistons, the Raptors, the Nets. Like, these aren't the these are not teams to be worried about. So hey, they might still make the play-in, which could be bad, could be
yeah,
good for their rebuild. But you know, I just hope they have fun. I hope they can trade Zach LaVine for anything at this point, because it seems like
yep.
nobody wants him. So
I don't know why, but okay.
his contract is way too large.
It's also true.
That's the problem.
True. I think it'd be crazy if we saw a playing team from the East go like 30-52.
It might happen. It might
We
happen.
might see it from the 10th,
It
from the
might
ninth
happen.
seed.
I joked off camera that the Trailblazers and the Jazz are gonna combine for 12 wins this season, and
Oh yeah, maybe
that
15 to give them a little bit slight hump.
it's musty. It's musty in the East. There's no other way to put it. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. We talked about DeRozan and all that. We're waiting for Lauri Markkanen or Zach LaVine to get traded. I doubt either of them are getting traded anytime soon. It seems like the Lauri rumors have kind of halted a little bit because of Danny Ainge being a little stingy, which, whatever, do your thing. Work the phones. But we're going to keep an eye on that. Like I said, we are going to be talking about all the fun little role players that got added in free agency. shout out to the Clippers. I like what they did to replace Paul George, but we'll go more in depth with all that another time. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Go check out our draft reaction video if you have not yet. It's popping off. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. Stay Hoop Yourself Podcast. Jacob, this is PJ. We will see you all soon. Peace.
Peace.